There's a strange moment that comes after the storm. Not the crash of thunder, not the breaking of waves, but the silence that follows. It's the kind of silence that should feel comforting, but instead, it makes you uneasy. The world goes still, as if everything is paused to listen to its own heartbeat. The trees no longer sway. The air smells of rain and earth, and even the wind seems too tired to move. It's a quiet so deep that it feels alive, watching, waiting, testing your pulse against its stillness. You expect peace, but what you find is a hollow calm, a kind of quiet that feels foreign on your skin. It presses against you, soft but strange, and in that moment, you realize you've forgotten how to exist without tension. You've spent so long surviving chaos that stillness feels suspicious. Your muscles don't know how to unclench. Your thoughts, like birds without wind, flap and collide against invisible walls. Even when the thunder fades, you keep listening for what comes next, for the echo, the next wave, the sound of something breaking again. Peace, after chaos, feels unnatural. When life stops hurting, a part of you waits for the pain to return. Your heartbeat, still trained for battle, keeps counting seconds between imaginary blows. Your breath feels borrowed. Your safety feels temporary. And that's when you realize it's not the storm that's haunting you. It's the silence that came after. You've built an identity around endurance. You've learned to find meaning in motion, safety in struggle, comfort in the sound of your own strength. You've patched holes in everyone's world but your own. You've fixed, healed, solved, rescued, and somewhere in between, you forgot how to just be. So when life finally gives you rest, you don't know how to hold it. You sit inside your peace like a guest in someone else's home, unsure where to put your hands. You mistake calm for emptiness, quiet for loss, and rest for laziness. You think, something must be wrong. It's too easy, too quiet, too still. You start to miss the noise you once begged to escape. Not because you want the pain back, but because pain gave you a role to play. It told you who you were, the fighter, the survivor, the one who keeps going. Now without the storm, you don't know where to aim your strength. You look around and see no fire to put out, no wound to bandage, no mountain demanding you climb it. And suddenly, the stillness feels cruel. Peace asks for something harder than endurance. It asks for trust. It asks you to stop preparing for disaster and start believing in safety. It asks you to stop running, to stop waiting, to stop earning what already belongs to you. It asks you to open your hands and let the air fill the space where your fear used to live. And that's not easy, because chaos taught you to be alert, to stay ready, to believe that vigilance equals control. Peace asks you to let go of that control, to stand unguarded beneath an open sky and trust that nothing is falling. It asks you to stand there, heart bare, and whisper, "I'm safe," even if you don't yet believe it. For years, chaos was proof that you were alive. It gave your mind puzzles to solve and your heart something to protect. It gave you motion, purpose, urgency. It kept you breathing when nothing else could. And yet, it also kept you from noticing that your strength had turned into armor, and your armor had become a prison. When peace comes, it feels like emptiness because there's no longer anything to fight. You look around the quiet and realize there's nothing left to fix, for nothing left to carry. The world is finally still, but your mind refuses to believe it. It replays every old wound, every what if, every memory of collapse, as if searching for a reason to stay on guard. But the storm has passed, and the only thing left making noise is you. Healing doesn't always feel like light. Sometimes it feels like dusk, like standing in a half-lit room surrounded by the ghosts of who you used to be. You see fragments of your old self, the one who fought through sleepless nights, the one who cried behind closed doors, the one who carried too much and said nothing. They hover quietly in the corners of your calm, watching as you try to learn a new way to exist. You've outgrown the pain, but not yet grown into peace. So you fidget. You reach for noise, scrolling, thinking, comparing, doubting. Small ways to remind yourself that you're still alive. You stir up storms inside your own mind just to feel something familiar. And when the silence returns, you whisper, "Maybe I'm just bored." But you're not bored. You're scared. Scared of what life feels like when it's finally safe. Scared of trusting joy that doesn't ask for sacrifice. Scared of being loved without having to prove you deserve it. Scared of building a life that doesn't revolve around pain. But peace isn't emptiness. It's space. The kind of space that feels uncomfortable at first because it's so new, so wide, so unfamiliar to a soul that's used to surviving. It's space for softness to grow, for laughter to return, for the mind to stop whispering warnings. It's the pause between who you were and who you're becoming. It's not the end of your story. It's the part where you finally catch your breath. Chaos was never the enemy. It was the teacher. It showed you your strength, your endurance, your ability to adapt. It taught you courage through pain and patience through uncertainty. But it was never meant to be your home. It was a passage, not a destination, a forge, not a resting place. You were meant to walk through it, learn what it came to teach, and then leave it behind. Now the challenge isn't to fight, it's to trust. To trust that stillness isn't a trap, that quiet doesn't mean something's missing, that calm isn't the warning before another storm. To trust that your peace isn't fragile, that it's built on everything you've survived. At first, you'll want to run. You'll chase distractions, seek problems, invent storms to prove you're still strong. You'll think movement means purpose. You'll think silence means failure. But if you stop, even for a moment, you'll feel something subtle underneath all that fear. A steady rhythm, a quiet pulse, a calm that doesn't depend on chaos to exist. It's been there the whole time. Your own heartbeat, finally free from the sound of thunder. Peace isn't the absence of feeling. It's the return of it. It's the sound of laughter that comes without relief. It's tears that don't taste of exhaustion. It's the stillness of morning light touching your face, reminding you that not every day has to be earned. It's waking up without dread, without weight, without pretending you're fine. It's realizing that you don't need a reason to deserve a gentle life. And slowly, the unfamiliar becomes home. You stop waiting for the crash after calm. You stop apologizing for needing rest. You stop mistaking quiet for loneliness. You begin to see peace as a living thing, not the end of motion, but the rhythm beneath it. You realize that stillness isn't empty. It's sacred. It's where you begin again. One day, you'll walk outside, and the air will feel different, lighter. You'll notice the wind brushing your face and realize you aren't flinching anymore. You'll hear birds instead of echoes. You'll see light filtering through the trees and understand what freedom sounds like. The quiet will no longer be heavy. It will hum, soft, steady, alive. You'll breathe deeply, and for the first time in years, your body won't brace for pain. It will just breathe. You'll look back and understand. The chaos was never your punishment. It was your preparation. It didn't come to destroy you. It came to show you who you are when everything else is stripped away. It was the training ground for this moment, for this calm, for this version of you who no longer needs the storm to feel alive. You'll see now that peace was never a prize to win. It was the destination you kept walking toward through every dark night, every heartbreak, every quiet act of survival. It was the home you were building, even when you didn't know where you were headed. And now that you've arrived, you finally understand. Peace was never waiting on the other side of pain. It was growing quietly inside you, through every moment you refused to give up, through every tear, every choice to keep going, every small breath that said, I am still here. The storm was only ever meant to pass, but you were always meant to stay. Peace was never the reward. It was always the destination. You just had to believe you were allowed to arrive.